Hello, and welcome to the IFB's eLearning module on social media. Social media is a hot topic these days, as you probably know. What does it mean for you and for your business? In this module, we're going to be looking at what's it all about? Where does social media really happen? Why are businesses getting so engaged? What are people saying about it? And that's both your peers and the experts. How can you go about getting started if you haven't already? We'll give you some great tips on blogging, talk about why LinkedIn really rules in business, and we include some top tips on effective social media marketing. Social media is a term that refers to a whole range of sharing activity online. Here's a great way to think about it. If regular traditional media was a one-way street where you can say, read a newspaper or watch a report on TV, but you don't really have a great way of sharing your own thoughts, social media is like a two-way street that lets you communicate too, and really easily. So people like you and me can get involved and share content quickly and easily. We can update our friends, family, and in a business perspective, we can update clients and prospects about what's important to them. So we're talking here about social networks like Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter, business sites, and again, the most important one here is LinkedIn, social bookmarking sites, things called Dig or Reddit, and these are where users share their thoughts on news stories. And there's a whole world of blogs out there too. These are kind of online journals. This is where your readers can comment on what you're posting. There's a really famous one called Boing Boing. It's Canadian. It's kind of globally known and really well read. And then there are video, photo, and music sharing sites that you've heard of too, like YouTube, Flickr, and even a thing called Last.fm. All kinds of financial advisors and brokers are embracing social media with great outcomes. If your goal is to become a respected choice that people consider for helping them plan their financial future, social media can be a great way to boost your credibility. You can reach a lot of people cost effectively and in a targeted way, but social media is not the place to sell in the traditional sense. It's more about helping others to address challenges they've had, educating them on the financial products and services that are in the market, and it's about discussing relevant issues, showcasing your knowledge and expertise. Why? Well, coupled with your website, a social media presence means people can reach out to you with a sense of confidence that would otherwise probably have taken a few meetings to establish. Your website is where it starts, but social media is how you keep people remembering who you are and what you do. Your oldest customers may not get it, but your next set of prospects, especially in the younger markets, they certainly will. And that's only going to be more and more the case in the years to come. On the next couple of slides, we're going to hear directly from some of your peers, members of the IFB and financial brokers, about what they're doing in terms of social media. Just click on the video to have it play. Now, here's a video that sheds a bit more light on the subject. Click the image of the speaker to launch a YouTube clip, and when you're done, come back to this screen and click Continue. It's time for another quick video. Again, just click the speaker's photo, and when you've watched the clip, come back here, click Continue, and carry on. Setting out your social media strategy, it shouldn't be daunting. First thing you want to do is decide what your main objectives are. And these could be as simple as attracting new prospects from your area or maintaining regular communication with your client base in an easier way than you've been doing till now. Then, most importantly, you've got to understand what your target audience is going to find valuable, where they go to find the information they're looking for, and how often they want to see this kind of material coming from you. Best thing to do, ask a sample group and get a feel for it that way. Don't guess here. The next step you got to think through is starting to assemble that content. And this is content that's going to meet the needs of your readership or your audience. You can gather some of this material from insurance and mutual fund companies you deal with, from basic internet research, blogs you follow, or in some cases, you're going to want to write it yourself. And if you're doing that, you can talk through things like great client experiences you've had. You can tell stories that showcase somebody's challenge and how you help them out. You let people know how you run your practice and how your processes work. And here's a great tip. Think about filming some small video clips that illustrate your areas of expertise and post them to YouTube, because when they get found and viewed, there's a greater chance that people are going to drive through to your website. It's time for another quick video. Again, just click the speaker's photo, and when you've watched the clip, come back here, click continue, and carry on. It's time for another quick video. Again, just click the speaker's photo, and when you've watched the clip, come back here, click continue, and carry on. You may have noticed that LinkedIn has quickly become the place for financial brokers to create networks with their peers, their clients, and prospects. If you're not familiar with the concept of LinkedIn, go there now and you'll see that you can sign up for free and create a complete professional profile. It's a bit like an online resume. You can reach out to people you've worked with and you can ask for recommendations. And when you get those recommendations, you can even review them and make sure everything's correct before you post them to your profile. These testimonials are hugely beneficial for helping new prospects gain trust about what you do and what you're up to. LinkedIn gives you an opportunity to show off your experience and the financial services you provide, where you operate, and so on. And if you link to your clients, you'll be able to see who's in their network too, and that's really beneficial. If it's appropriate, you can ask to be introduced. You'll also find groups of people in your field exchanging information, best practices, and asking questions of the community. So join some groups and get in there yourself. You'll learn a lot, and if you're helpful, you'll rapidly expand your own potential prospect base. It's time for another quick video. Again, just click the speaker's photo, and when you've watched the clip, come back here, click continue, and carry on. One very easy way to get started in social media is to think about publishing a blog. It's a bit like a newsletter, but it's posted in small chunks more frequently. Once people start to check out your blog, they're likely to start responding on what you're writing with comments or questions of their own, and you can in turn respond again. Keeps the conversation going. And here again with blogs, useful, relevant content is critical. So get your materials together in advance, put your own spin on them, and you can create a series of short articles that you're going to release over time. Think about compliance. Rather than focusing on specific investments, look at industry trends. This is going to be critical. So we've included a number of links at the end of this module, and those will help you navigate this terrain. We're going to talk a bit more about blogging now, and one of the big questions that comes up for brokers is how much is too much and how much isn't enough? Well, you want to keep people interested and you want them to keep coming back for more so that you stay top of mind. And that means keeping your blog up to date. But of course, there's also the question of how much time you've got available. And that's why the idea of setting aside 10 to 12 entries before you even begin blogging is a great idea. It's a much better chance that you won't fall behind that way. If you're emailing people to let them know when you've made a new blog post, as some people do, make sure you give them the opportunity to stop receiving those notices. As simple as just saying to unsubscribe, reply to this email, and I'll take you off the list. Here's a great tip about links. Remember, you want to get as many people linking to your blog as possible. So what you want to do is provide links from your blogs and websites to theirs if those are relevant for your audience. And then it's easier to get them to reciprocate and do the same for you. There's some great free tools out there, including WordPress.com or Blogger.com. And those are both free blogging tools that you can access right now. They're fairly easy to use and set up, so you shouldn't have any trouble. And of course, if you need a bit of help, there's some great tutorials on YouTube, and you can always consult an expert. Key thing to remember, you're helping people make a good decision about engaging you for financial services. And the rule of thumb is share, don't sell. Before you even begin, surf the internet looking for examples of good content that you can put your spin on and post to your blog or put in an update on your LinkedIn profile. Keep it informative, educational, and relevant. And gather up the content that you get from your insurance or mutual fund companies that you represent. There's a lot of information there, and it makes it easy to repurpose. Make notes in your contact database, or if you've got one, your CRM system, your customer relationship management system, about which clients want to communicate via social media, who's following you on your blog, or who's responded to something you've posted. Don't rely on social media alone. Make sure that your marketing plan is thought through and well-rounded. time for another quick video. Again, just click the speaker's photo, and when you've watched the clip, come back here, click continue, and carry on. A couple of last points before we begin to close off on this module. The future is really here. Your clients and prospects of all ages are online. Here's just a few stats. Fastest growing segment on Facebook is women over 45 years old. More than 80% of affluent Gen Y adults use Facebook every day, and 45% of them read at least one blog every day. So who are these Gen Y affluents? Well, they're on average about 27 years old now, and they're on a path to earn more than $100,000 in the short term, and that's going to double within the next 5 years. Well, here's just one example of an advisor who's using social media to reach out to a range of audiences, and in particular women. Have a look at what she's doing currently across a range of tools such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. What do you think? Room for improvement? Definitely. Is this a great start? Could be. The point here is that the more you're aware of what others are doing, the better sense you'll have of what you should be doing yourself. Hopefully now the world of social media is feeling a little bit less daunting. And if you haven't taken a stab at it yet, there's a few things you should do right now. First off, why not go to linkedin.com, get yourself signed up and fill in your profile. Doesn't take long. We've included a few links at the end of the module to help you get started. Another great thing to do, check out your competitors and see who's doing what on some of these social media channels like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Go to youtube.com, type in some search terms that your prospects might use. Got to think like the customer here. And if there's not much there, you've got an opportunity to jump in. We've now reached the end of this module. Here we've provided some links to help you get started. And remember, if you're interested in continuing education credits, be sure to click continue below and take the quiz.